Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that many people struggle with every single day. Not lack of time. Not lack of resources. Not lack of talent. Excuses. The silent habit that slowly destroys your progress. The invisible wall that keeps you stuck. In this video, you will not just learn English. You will experience a story. A story that will help you improve your English while also changing how you think about your goals, your habits, and your excuses. This is not just a story. This is a lesson. And if you listen carefully, you will not only understand more English, you will also understand yourself better. Many people say they want to improve their English. They say it again and again. I want to speak fluently. I want to be confident. I want to improve. But days pass. Weeks pass. Months pass. And nothing changes. Why? Because between desire and action, there is a barrier. And that barrier is excuses. I am too busy. I am too tired. My English is too weak. I will start tomorrow. These sentences feel small. They sound normal. But they are powerful enough to stop your growth completely. Today, we will break that pattern through a simple but powerful story. If you are serious about improving your English and changing your mindset at the same time, make sure you subscribe. On this channel, you will get simple stories, practical lessons, and real systems that help you improve step by step. Subscribe now and let's grow together. This is the story of Aarav. Aarav was an ordinary young man. He had a simple life, small job, and a big dream. His dream was to speak English confidently and get a better job. Every day, he watched videos. Every day, he told himself, tomorrow I will start practicing seriously. But tomorrow never came. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Aarav was not lazy. He was not careless. He was stuck in a cycle of excuses. Every morning, Aarav woke up and checked his phone. He watched a few English videos. He felt motivated for a few minutes. But then real life started. Work, responsibilities, small problems. And by the end of the day, he told himself, I'm too tired. I will practice tomorrow. That sentence became his habit. And that habit became his identity. Slowly, he started believing something dangerous. Maybe I cannot learn English. One day, something unexpected happened. Aarav met an old man at a park. The old man was sitting quietly, reading a book. Aarav noticed something interesting. The book was in English. Aarav felt curious. He went closer and said, Sir, is it difficult to read English books? The old man smiled and said, It depends. Not on the book. On your excuses. Aarav was surprised. He did not expect that answer. The old man asked Aarav a simple question. Do you want to learn English? Aarav said, Yes, I really want to. The old man looked at him carefully and said, No, you don't. Aarav felt confused. What do you mean? I watch videos every day. The old man nodded and said, Watching is not learning. Wanting is not doing. If you truly wanted to learn, you would already be practicing. That moment felt uncomfortable. Aarav did not like those words. But deep inside, he knew it was true. The old man continued, "Let me tell you something important. Success does not depend on how much you want something. It depends on how much you are willing to do for it every single day. Without excuses." The next day, Aarav decided to change something. Not everything. Just one small thing. He decided to speak English for 5 minutes. Not 1 hour. Not a big plan. Just 5 minutes. When he started, it felt strange. His sentences were broken. He paused a lot. He forgot words. But he did not stop. For the first time, he did not say, "I will do it tomorrow." He said, "I will do it now." That small action changed something inside him. It was not about perfect English. It was about breaking the excuse. The next day, he did it again. And again. Slowly, 5 minutes became 10 minutes. 10 minutes became 15 minutes. His confidence did not come suddenly. It came step by step. Day by day. But the journey was not easy. Some days were difficult. Some days he felt tired. Some days he wanted to skip. But every time, he remembered the old man's words. Excuses are easy. Progress is hard. Choose your difficulty. That sentence became his guide. On bad days, he did less. But he never did zero. Because he understood something important. Zero breaks the habit. Small effort keeps it alive. After a few weeks, Aarav noticed something new. He was thinking in simple English. Small thoughts. Simple sentences. "I am hungry. I need water. I have work." These were not big achievements. But they were real progress. For the first time, English was not just something he studied. It was something he used. One evening, Aarav decided to test himself. He stood in front of a mirror and spoke for 2 minutes. He talked about his day. He talked about his goals. He talked about his struggles. His English was not perfect. But it was real. And more importantly, he did not stop. He did not freeze. He kept speaking. That moment gave him confidence. Months passed. Aarav's life started changing. Not because of luck. Not because of talent. Because of consistency. Because he stopped making excuses. At work, he started understanding more English. He started responding more confidently. His colleagues noticed the change. His boss noticed the change. One day, he got an opportunity. A better position. A better salary. A better future. When Aarav looked back, he realized something powerful. The biggest problem was never English. The biggest problem was his mindset. The moment he removed excuses, everything started improving. His skills improved. His confidence improved. His life improved. Now, let me ask you something. Are you like Aarav before the change? Or Aarav after the change? This question is important. Because your answer will decide your future. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, nothing will change. If you keep saying, I will start tomorrow, tomorrow will never come. Here is the truth. You do not need more time. You do not need more resources. You do not need perfect grammar. You need one thing. Action without excuses. Start small. Speak for 5 minutes. Write a few sentences. Listen to one short clip. Do something. Because action creates progress. And progress creates motivation. Remember this clearly. You will make mistakes. You will feel slow. You will feel uncomfortable. But that is not failure. That is training. Every mistake is a step forward. Every small effort is progress. And every day you show up, you become stronger. Think about this. If you practice for 10 minutes every day, in 1 month, you will practice for 300 minutes. In 1 year, you will practice for more than 3,600 minutes. That is not small. That is powerful. Consistency turns small efforts into big results. Also remember, you do not need to be perfect to start. You need to start to become better. This is where most people fail. They wait for confidence. They wait for clarity. They wait for perfection. But confidence comes from action. Clarity comes from action. Improvement comes from action. The difference between successful learners and unsuccessful learners is not intelligence. It is not talent. It is not background. It is one simple thing. Consistency without excuses. The people who succeed are not special. They just do the work every day. So from today, make a decision. A simple decision. No more excuses. Not, I will try. Not, I will see. A clear decision. I will practice every day. Even if it is small. Even if it is imperfect. Even if it is uncomfortable. Because that is how real growth happens. Your journey will not be perfect. There will be slow days. There will be mistakes. There will be doubts. But if you keep going, you will improve. Slowly, steadily, naturally. And one day, you will look back and realize something amazing. The English that once felt difficult now feels normal. Keep going. Keep practicing. Keep improving. And most importantly, stop making excuses. Because your success is not far. It is just waiting for your action. But the story does not end here. Because real change is not proven in easy days. Real change is tested in difficult moments. One evening, Aarav came home after a long and exhausting day. His body felt heavy. His mind felt tired. Everything inside him was telling him to rest and skip practice. This was the same situation where his old habit used to win. This was the exact moment where excuses used to take control. He sat quietly for a few minutes, staring at his phone, thinking about what to do. Then slowly, he remembered something important. He remembered the version of himself who always said, tomorrow. And he also remembered the version of himself he was trying to become. The one who takes action, no matter how he feels. That moment was not about English. It was about identity. Aarav stood up, took a deep breath, and said one simple sentence out loud, just 5 minutes. He did not try to do more. He did not try to be perfect. He just started. At first, his voice was slow. His sentences were simple. He made mistakes. But he did not stop. Minute by minute, something changed. His energy started coming back. His focus became stronger. And by the end of those 5 minutes, he felt proud. Not because his English was perfect, but because he kept his promise to himself. That day, Aarav understood something powerful. Discipline is not about doing big things. It is about doing small things, even when you don't feel like it. As weeks turned into months, Aarav's progress became more visible. He no longer needed to force himself to practice. It became part of his daily life, just like eating or sleeping. He started enjoying the process. He started noticing new words naturally. He started understanding conversations without translating everything in his head. And most importantly, he started speaking without fear. Not perfect. Not fast. But real and confident. One day, Aarav met the old man again in the same park. This time, Aarav walked with confidence. He smiled and said, "Sir, I am practicing every day." The old man looked at him and smiled back. "I can see that," he said. Aarav sat beside him and spoke in simple English. He shared his journey, his struggles, his small wins. The old man listened carefully and then said something Aarav would never forget. "You did not just improve your English. You changed your habits. And when habits change, life changes." Aarav realized that the biggest transformation was not in his vocabulary or grammar. It was in his mindset. He was no longer the person who waited for motivation. He became the person who created action. He stopped asking, "Do I feel like practicing?" and started saying, "I practice because it is part of who I am." That shift made everything easier. Because once something becomes your identity, you no longer fight it. You live it. And now, this story is not just about Aarav. It is about you. Because somewhere in your life, you have your own version of this struggle. Maybe it is English. Maybe it is something else. But the pattern is the same. Excuses feel comfortable. Action feels difficult. But only one of them leads to growth. You already know which one. So here is the final truth. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment. You do not need to feel ready. You do not need to remove all your fears. You just need to start. Start small. Stay consistent. Remove excuses. And trust the process. Because progress is not magic. It is built daily. One day, you will speak English without thinking. One day, you will understand without effort. One day, you will feel confident without forcing it. And when that day comes, you will realize something very simple but very powerful. It was never about learning faster. It was about not stopping. Keep going. Stay consistent. And remember, no excuses. Your future is being built by what you do today. If you enjoyed this story and want to improve your English and your life, Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join this learning journey with us. And watch the next story on your screen to continue improving your English.